Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
It's all right. So today we'll be looking at design thinking framework, right? So this is a framework we use as UX designers to develop products, right? So to develop digital products. Since we'll be talking about digital product, UX designers work with they work on digital products. So what are those? How do we go about that? What are those digital products you're talking about, right? We've known what they are, right? In the sense that these are mobile apps and web apps and websites, stuffs like that. Now we want to know how we develop those digital products. Are you with me? So that's what we'll be looking at today with this particular framework, design thinking. So design thinking is a human-centered and iterative problem-solving approach that is widely used in various fields, including product design, innovation, and business strategy. The framework typically consists of several interconnected stages, while the number of stages can vary, right? A common and widely adopted representation includes the following 5 stages. So we have 5 stages of this design thinking framework, right? So we have the stages, we have the empathize stage, right? We have the define stage, we have the ideate stage, we have the prototype stage, and we have the test stage, right? So under empathize stage, this is where you tend to understand the user's need, emotions, and experience, right? This is a framework that is interconnected, right? That after phase one, you move over to phase two. After phase two, you move over to phase three. After phase three, you move over to phase four, to phase five. So that product is fully designed, right? These are the different stages you'll be passing. We've known the elements and principles of design. We've known all those basic design stuff, right? We've known our Figma. We've known how to use our basic tools and the rest of it, right? Now we want to know how to apply those things to build digital products, right? We want to know how to apply these things we learned to build digital products. And this is right, like the roadmap we'll be using to develop those digital products. So we adopted the design thinking framework, right? So under this design thinking framework, it has different stages. So these are the different stages you pass through to develop that product. Just in like when you're building a house in building, right? So you have different stages. You have the foundation stage, laying of foundation. After foundation, I don't know, it should be laying of bricks or so. Then those casting, those DPC stage, and the rest of it. I don't know what they use in building, right? Lintel level, roofing, foundation stage, bricklaying stage, and plastering, those type of stages, right? To the point of finishing, right? To the point of painting, finishing, and maybe interior design and the rest of it. So these are different stages we'll be passing to develop these products. So what are the activities we would undergo under this empathize stage, right? This is where we conduct our user interviews, observe and engage with users in their environment, develop empathy by immersing yourself in the user's perspective. So this is where you want to see that particular product you want to build from the user's perspective, right? This is where you want to be in the shoes of that user to feel the pain they are feeling. Because one of the core skills of a UX designer is empathy, right? Empathy, the ability of feeling one's problem, right? The ability of feeling people's problem from their own perspective, empathizing with people, trying to feel what people are feeling, trying to think how people are thinking, right? These are different stages, these are different activities, these are different functions be undergoing, will be working through under this empathize stage. The goal here is just to relate, to feel, to think how users are thinking, to understand this product we want to build from the user's perspective, right? Let's say you want to build a product for bankers, right? You have to see yourself as a banker. You have to think like a banker. If I'm a banker, will I need this feature? If I'm a banker, will I need? So everything you're thinking, you're not thinking as yourself. Let's say myself, Osinachi. I'm not thinking as Osinachi again as a UX designer. I'm not thinking as a banker, right? because I'm building this product for bankers. Then if I'm building a product for lawyers, so I have to think, I have to see myself as a lawyer. I have to bear the pains these lawyers bear. I have to act the way these lawyers act for me to be able to build this solution for them. Remember, whatever you're building is a solution to a problem. So you don't just build products for building sake. You are actually solving a particular problem. So that's that under the empathize stage. Now we have define stage, right? This is where you clearly articulate the problem based on insights gathered during the empathy stage. You see that they are changed, right? From the insights you got, from those information you get from asking them questions, right? On that empathize stage, because you conduct user interview, you interview the people that fall under the sector you want to develop that product for, right? You meet them, either you conduct a survey, conduct an interview, or the rest of it. I'll show you guys different ways to do that. Conduct an interview, hear from them. So those information you got, that they are called insights, right? So this is where you clearly articulate the problem based on the insights you gather during the empathy stage. So this is where you kind of define that problem, right? You find a particular problem you want to solve from those insights you've gathered, right? You synthesize finding from empathy activities, define the problem in human-centered manner. That's under problem statement. So most of these concepts, right, we'll not be looking at them. We'll just pick the basic ones. The basic ones like user research, persona, draw persona, we get user research, draw persona, do wireframing. I was thinking if we'll do sitemap. Well, I don't know. With time we'll know whether, but I'm sure we'll do user research, we'll do persona, we'll do wireframing. If depending on how fast we are, we can do site map, right? That's for under information architecture and the rest of this. Do site mapping if possible. Then look at user flow. After looking at user flow, then we'll draw wireframes. We'll draw wireframes and we'll continue back to mock-up design, right? Continue back to our high fidelity design and prototype. So that's how we're doing this, right? So under the after the define stage, right? We see the ideate stage generates a wide range of creative and diverse solutions to define problem, right? Under this place, this is where you brainstorm ideas without judgment. So you see things like crazy eight, how might we, and stuffs like that, right? They all fall under this stage. They encourage collaboration and diverse thinking. Use techniques like mapping, mind mapping, brainstorming section, or how might we questions to solve this problem, right? This is where we ideate about the product we want to build, right? On that prototype, we create tangible representations of potential solutions to test and gather feedback, right? So you know what I told you guys prototype is? So prototype is like something that is closely related to the real products you want to build, right? You see sometimes engineers, I don't know if it's architects or engineers do those stuff, right? When they are when they want to propose a building, you see them draw that building, then model that building, kind of mold it in real life. Some of them mold it with cartons, some of them I don't know what they use in molding it, but you see the full building, right? On carton that you can carry around. I don't know if you guys have seen something like that. Have you? Are
Yes,
we
sir.
together? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what they call that, right? But I see that as a prototype as a prototype of that building, but they might have their own words for that, right? So that's what I'm trying to talk about. You see all the features, you see the doors, you see the windows. Sometimes they even mold car parks, cars inside the building. The full building, you will see it, but you know that you and I cannot live in that building because that could just be a small paper, but it's representing that full building they are proposing to build, right? Stuff like that. That's how prototype works, right? You build low fidelity prototype, sketch, paper prototype, digital wireframe. We'll see that when we start talking about prototypes. You'll see different types of prototype, see paper prototype with pen and paper. Then we'll see digital prototype, digital wireframe, which is we'll be using our Figma to do, right? See paper, wireframe, and digital wireframe. Sorry for that. Then we test the prototype with a small group of users, iterate on the design, and gather feedback. So this is where you want to give out people to test that particular solution you are building. If it will solve that proposed problem, if that proposed solution will actually solve that problem they're having, right? This is where this falls in. And the last phase we'll have is test phase. Evaluate the prototype with users to gather feedback and insights, right? So this is where you want to get from those users, right? If those questions you ask them, this particular solution you're bringing, if actually is able to address those problems, right? So this is where you give them out the prototype to test and your give you back insights, right? Give you back information on what to iterate on or what to change or what to remove, stuff like that. Conduct user testing sections, collect feedback on usability, desirability, and effectiveness. Iterate on the design based on testing results, right? These are the 5 phases, right? For advanced design, right, should have been going through all these 5 phases. But if you are going through these 5 phases without having knowledge, without doing these products yourself, right, you won't grab some of these concepts. So I'll allow you guys to just get the basics, right? Get the basics, like I said, the few ones I mentioned, right? So we'll go through them. When you start designing more, there is a time you advance, you want to advance, right? Then you can learn the full design thinking framework from both user testing, right? User testing is a skill on its own. Both user testing, both information architecture, which sitemaps falls under, crazy eight, stuff like that, and the rest of it, right? That's a full package on its own. But for now, for our basic level, let's just pick the basic ones we needing, right? The basic ones we'll be needing, which includes user research, persona, because you can't just do without these guys. User research, persona. Um, I'm still thinking about that, right? Okay, user research, persona, right? User flow, wireframe. Let's keep sitemap out of it for now. User research, persona, user flow, sitemap. Yeah, sitemap, wireframe. Just sitemap, you do wireframe, low fidelity, and high fidelity prototype. At least forget that we've gotten to something. Get to that, we've gotten to something. So don't just see UI UX as just okay, I open my Figma, this I know. There are levels to this, right? So somebody could just walk up here, a US designer. I want to develop this particular product. I want it to be in my team. So how do we develop products? What's the step we walk through? I don't that person doesn't expect you to just open Figma for him and be like, okay, this is how to draw the button from, like, you're just thinking out from the blues, right? But as someone that have gone through class of UI UX design, you know that okay, this is the step to go through this. Have the empathize stage where you think about the product, right? In having the users in having the user center, right? So you think about the product having the user center, considering the user first, right? So everything you're thinking should be about and for the user, right? For that particular phase, right? So you just walk them through and they know, okay, this guy knows what he's saying, this guy knows what he's doing. And if you follow that process, you see that you build a product that at the end of the day become usable, equitable, and useful for the user, right? The user will enjoy and enjoyable too. So the user will enjoy using that particular product, and at the end of the day, he will recommend that product for people, both friends, family, and the rest, right? Are you following?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You have any place you feel like asking questions, you can always raise your hand. So the first stage you'll be looking at is user research. Remember what I told you guys, the 5 stages, right? Under those 5 stages, kind of crafted out the basic ones that will be needing. Let me use that word, yeah, that will be needed. Although you need all of them, but at this stage, I start taking you deeper, right? This number of days won't be enough for us. And at the end of the day, at this basic stage, it might start getting boring to you, right? So I just think we'll pick up the ones that you'll be comfortable getting, right? So we'll get them. When we start designing, when we start advancing in future, we can advance and cover those concepts, right? Cover those concepts in future. So we have user research. So what's user research? User research is a fundamental aspect of the design process, providing valuable insights into the needs, behavior, and preferences of the target audience, right? So under user research, this is where you want to get insights from the target audience. Let's say um, students told you that they find it difficult to get okay, they find it difficult to remember lectures, right? To get a full grasp of their lectures they have with their teachers. And you as a UI UX designer, you want to use technology to solve that particular problem. Do you understand? You want to make use of technology to solve that particular problem. So you don't just sit at home and say, okay, what is the cause of them not remembering what they are taught by teachers or stuff like that, right? Because you can't answer that question because you are not there, right? You don't know how the environment, how conducive the environment, the learning environment is. You don't actually know the cause of the problem, right? So who is the best person to give you this information? Is still those students that gave you that stated that problem for you, right? Those students told you their problem, so they should be the best people to give you answers, right? To give you information that you use to work for them. What's the cause of this, right? You'll not be the one to answer it. What's causing the problem? You'll not be the one to answer it. They will answer it. What challenges do you face in this? They will be the ones to answer it. What way do you think? Because them themselves, they might have ways they feel those problems should be bettered or should be solved, right? That's where you get to ask them. You want to hear from the horse's mouth, right? You want to hear what they want to say. You want to hear what they will tell you, how to solve that problem, how to better that solution, right? So once you get those insights from them, it will help you make a more informed design, a more informed solution, right? This is just the summary of what you'll be going through under user research. Excuse me. Here's a summary of what you'll be going through under user research. So user research involves gathering data and insights about users to inform the design process. It focuses on understanding user behaviors, motivations, and expectation, right? And what are the importance of user research? It helps in informed decision making, helps designers make informed decisions based on real users' needs, right? Second one, it helps in user-centered design. Right? So instead of assumption, right? Instead of assuming, you now focus on the user, right? Your informations, your actions are now centered on the user. Ensure that designers are centered around the actual needs and experiences of user, right? So whatever you are building, you are hearing from the user. You are not adding and you are not removing. Let's understand it that way. Yeah. Identifying pain points. Pinpoint users' pain points and challenges, allowing for targeted improvements. So those pains those users are facing, right? This is where you want to pinpoint them and keep them active for improvements, right? Then validation of assumption. Validates or challenges design assumption. Reduce the risk of creating solutions based on guesswork, right? You don't want to create your solutions based on guesswork. Okay, I think this would be good for these students. I feel that no, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear based on what these students said, right? I'm making this change based on what the student said. I'm making this decision based on what the student said. I'm adding this, right? I'm removing this. I'm working on this. So these are the keywords you'll be using, right? Not assumption. I guess this will be fine. I think this. No, that's not what goes on in UX design, right? Enhances empathy, fosters empathy by putting designers in the shoes of users. Always have this in mind. Fosters empathy by putting designers in the shoes of users, leading to more relatable and user-friendly design. Again, this is self-explanatory. Then you have different user research methods. You have different methods you can use to conduct user research. One is survey and questionnaire. Right? Survey and questionnaire. I guess you guys might have come across stuff like this. To collect this under this type of user research method, right? You will collect more of a quantitative data. That's you're collecting data on a larger scale, right? You know that let's say you want to get 1,000 data, 1,000 information, what you want to get information from 1,000 people, right? It will be very hard if you conduct interview like for those 1,000 people all by yourself. So the best way to go about this type of information, to get this type of information, is through survey and questionnaire. You can just type out surveys and questionnaires and send them to 1,000 people, and all of them will answer and send their feedback to you. Stuff as simple as that. So the second one will have the interviews, right? First one is survey and questionnaire. Second one is interview. You gain on qualitative insight through one-on-one interactions. So under this type of user research method, it helps you to get qualitative insights, right? You get informations that are of more quality compared to that of questionnaires and surveys. People can just fill up anything you want and send, anything they want and send. But when you are getting insights from an interview, one interview, your question, what you ask them is what they answer, right? They just have to answer you. That's just they just have to answer you, right? Because that's kind of a conversation, right? You won't just ask them A and they start answering B. No, that's not how it works compared to that of questionnaire and survey, right? Next one we have is observation, right? Observe users in their natural environment to understand their behaviors. Third one is fourth one rather is usability testing. Evaluate the usability of a product through direct user interaction. Analytics and metrics. Utilize data analytics to understand users' behavior in digital products. So these are different user research methods that are available, right? These are different user research methods that are available. So since we want to get a more qualitative information, right, we know what to go with. What do you guys suggest we want to go with? Are we there?
Analytic and metrics.
Remember what I said? I
Or
said we want to get a more qualitative. Okay, let me leave long English. We want to get information that is of quality, right? We want to hear from the users themselves. So looking at these different methods, which one do you think we should adopt if we want to get real information? We want to hear from the users themselves.
okay, I feel 1 and 2. Survey and questionnaire and also interview.
Okay. Any other contrary suggestion?
Survey.
Survey. Any other one?
Questionnaire.
Questionnaire. Okay. So judging from what you said here, we'll be looking at user interview, right? We'll be looking at user interview. That's what we'll be using to do this, right? Because I told you guys, if you want to gain qualitative insights, you go through one-on-one interaction, right? User interview. So conducting user interview, right? What are the preparations, right? One, you define your objective and questions. Second one, you recruit your participants. So objective and questions, I mean, what are the questions you want to get from these people? Then second one, you recruit your participants. Who do I want to ask these questions? Remember, the people you want to ask these questions will fall under that category of users you are building these products for. Always have that in mind. So again, what you have to observe, the next step you want to take is making them comfortable, right? During the interview question, creating a comfortable environment for your participants. So when people are more comfortable, they tend to relate more with you. They give you all the information you want to get. Ask them open-ended questions. So don't ask them questions that they will just end with yes or no, right? You ask them open-ended questions. So this type of open-ended question could be, how do you think this problem could be solved? So when I ask this type of question, you know that you will explain in detail, not, okay, do you think this problem could be solved? If you ask me, do you think this problem could be solved? I will say yes or no. But when you ask me, how do you think this problem will be solved, right? I will have to explain how I think those problems could be solved. But if I ask you, could this problem be solved? You see, these are almost two related questions, but constructed in different ways. One is open-ended, one is not open-ended. Open-ended in the sense that I can just give you a single answer of yes or no. Do you think this problem could be solved? Yes, I think the problem could be solved. How do you think this problem could be solved? This problem could be solved in so and so and so and so way, right? That's an example of an open-ended question. So that's the type of question you always adopt in user research. Listen attentively to uncover valuable insights. So when these guys are talking to you, you have to listen attentively to uncover valuable insights. I always advise people to make use of recording materials, maybe your phone or the rest of it, to record the conversation. So at the end of the day, when you are done interviewing them, when you are writing down your insights, you will not be lost, right? You always follow up. Then challenges and consideration biases, be aware and minimize it. Research bias, ethical consideration, prioritize user privacy and confidentiality. So always inform them that their privacy is safe with you, right? Stuff like that. Just try to make them comfortable. Just trying to make them comfortable. So let me get an example of the research we conducted. Okay, let me pick this guy. It is a product we worked on, right? Booking a photographer online. These are those stages I told you guys. The empathize stage, define, and the rest of it. Then this is how an interview looks like. This is how an interview transcript looks like. So the questions are written in red, right? So this is the first participants. I told you you recruit five, you ask five participants, and then at the end of the day, you narrow it down to two. You summarize them to two. That's will be making use of only the two, but you ask five people, right? Ask five people. So what are the type of questions to ask? Would be you ask them to, you want to know their background, right? So look at this person's background. Winifred is a 20 years old microbiology student and also a UI UX designer trainee at the Roots of Port Harcourt due to the ASU strike, comma. Now, see how I transitioned. I'm no more talking about only Winifred due to the ASU strike, comma. Now, Winifred is covering the diverse people that fall under her category, right? So remember what I said, Winifred is a 20 years old microbiology student. So Winifred is now covering all the students, right? Trainees and 20 years old people. I don't know if you guys are understanding this. Winifred is no more covering for himself. Remember I said when your participants represent the category of people you want to build this product for, right? You see them as your future persona. When we talk about persona, you guys understand this more, right? So see Winifred as those diverse class of people you want to build that particular product for. So Winifred is representing them. Winifred is representing them. So Winifred is representing people that fall under students. Winifred is representing people that are UI UX trainees. Winifred is representing people that are tech trainees. Winifred is representing people that are undergoing studies, stuff like that. That's the category of people Winifred is representing. Now, you're not more talking only about Winifred. You now say they live with their family during the holidays. That means all those people that fall in that category, right? They live with their family during the holidays and with their roommates during school period. As techies, they prefer running their activities online, and since they are much comfortable with that, and say and since it's where they spend most of their time, right? This is like an example. I'll share this slide to you guys on WhatsApp so you look at it. So the first question was, Can you describe your experience when you go online to book photographers? Remember the interview, the topic, the product you want to build. The name of the product is Picta website, right? A website for booking photographers online. This is a product they want to build. Build a website for booking photographers online. This is like a website you go and see photographers and book them for your events online. So the first question we asked, can you describe your experience when you go online to book a photographer? Right? So the person answered, I go to Facebook and search photographers near me. When they pop up, I have to go through many posts. I have photographers, including the ones that bear same location and rest of it, right? I put it to find a photographer to work with. Then I see, then I find, and then I send them friend request. When they accept, we chat. They don't. Sometimes they don't, and I look for others, right? These are the words of that user. The second question we asked was, what challenges do you face when you search for photographers online? Then the person will give you his challenges. It's stressful since it's a social media. He's talking about that same Facebook. Since it's a social media, it's quite difficult accessing photographers easily. Since I have to go through many posts to hire one, and this is literally time consuming, and most profiles are fake. The second one, is there any way in which you feel these challenges could be solved? This is where the user gives you those ways, right? The same way we conducted another person. I told you guys to do for 5 people, then narrow it down to 2. So at this point, I narrowed it down to Winifred and Wisdom, right? That's how I did it. And at the end of the day, they made it to my persona, right? So this is Winifred and this is Wisdom. So these are the two things we'll be looking at. So when we look at empathy map, we look at user interview and persona. So you see that there are different concepts. There is user story, there is user story map, there is value proposition, the rest of I guess we'll look at value proposition. As time goes on, we'll be uncovering some things. We'll look at problem statements and the rest of it, competitive audits, MI2, site map, and the rest of it, right? So I will give you guys a prompt on the WhatsApp, right? I'll give you a prompt, then share you this slide. I'll share you this slide so you guys start work on that. So always make your more research on this, right? So our prompts, I'm thinking about we working on something that has to do with transportation. I don't know. Do you have any projects in mind we could work on as a class project suggestion?
Courier service.
Courier service.
Yes.
Okay. Any other suggestion?
Yes.
A delivery app.
Delivery app. One is courier service. Second person is saying a delivery app. Let's get other people. Say something. Say something. Or we should try this too. Should we both?
Delivery
If you are for delivery app, if you are
It's
for
almost
delivery
same
app,
with
drop.
accounts.
You said?
I said I think courier service is still almost the same thing as a delivery app, so it can still go.
Okay, at the end of the day, let's do a delivery app then. Is it?
Okay.
Let's touch it up. Let's call it a courier service. Let's call it a courier service. The delivery app is
Okay.
kind of broad, too broad. So let's just call it a courier service. Maybe a courier service like DHL, Ops, GPS or Ops. I don't know. I call it Ops and the rest of it. So that's what we'll be
All
working
right.
on. So our first prompt, you guys will conduct a user interview for 5. We conduct it on 5 people, right? Conduct it on 5 people. Just key your names in the attendance list, please. You conduct user interview on 5 people. So on those 5 people, you know questions to ask them. I'll share the slide so you guys have a deeper look into it. And the only thing I just want you guys to uncover these three questions, right? These three insights. I want you guys to uncover them. So you want them when maybe you ask me what I should explain my experience when I use delivery courier services, right? Maybe I've been using courier services like DHL and FedEx and stuff like that. So I will tell you my experience when I use them, then tell you the challenges I face when using them. And you ask me in ways I feel those challenges could be resolved. Something as simple as that, right? So we are now building a courier service app that would address the problems other courier services are having. So we want to uncover those problems users are facing from using courier service apps, right? From using courier services, right? So at the end of the day, if we build this and it's actually nice and is better than the existing ones, this could be a project for us. It could be a project for us. It could be a business for us. It could be a product, a digital product for us. So since we've been talking about digital products, we've started working on that digital product now, right? We are no more saying digital products. Now we are working on those digital products. So group projects will build a courier service app. So if you don't know what it's all about, just see it as apps like maybe your DHL, your UPS or Ops, I don't know what they call it. Your, I guess FedEx does something like that. FedEx, which other one? You guys, I don't know if you know more. So those are the things we'll be uncovering from the user interview. So you want to ask people that use those courier service. Don't go and ask random people that don't use those service, right? Remember, you ask people that use those service, right? So they're the ones in better shoes to tell you what they face or what they pass through from using those apps, right? Are we together?
Yes.
So please drop your names on the attendance. I will send out the link of this file to you guys on WhatsApp. I'll send it on WhatsApp. This is like our group projects. Know what Figma is, we know the basics. Now we want to start building real products. Want to start designing real products. So the goal is not just to learn how to use the tools. The goal for UI, UX designers is to design digital products, right? That was the first thing I told you guys in class. The goal is for us to design digital products, and that's we are about starting it. About starting to design digital products. Please key in your names. Key in your names. Yeah, I'll send a link to you guys. If you have questions, go for questions now. So what are we going to name our courier service? Any suggestion?
EP Courier Service.
Yeah?
DSEP Courier Service.
I support that. I second that.
DSTP courier service. Is that?
I said I
DSEP Service.
Okay, one first person said DSCP courier service. The second person is saying what?
I said I'm seconding her opinion.
Okay, you're supporting our
Like
opinion for DSCP.
supporting her opinion.
Okay. The next person. Any other one? Any suggestion? Please make sure you key your name. I'm seeing only 4 names here, and I'm seeing more than 4 people. On that chat box, click on the chat box, you type in your name. It's that simple. I'm seeing only 4 names here, and I have more than 4 participants in this class. Okay, you guys just think about a name. Think about a name. Maybe before our next class tomorrow, we might have gotten a name. We should have gotten a name, right? We name our courier service. So I will send out the slide at the end of this class. You look at it. When you look at it, you conduct the interview. You have enough time to do that today, right? You see our class is ending before 1, even before 12 though. So you have enough time to, as I'm dropping this now, I'm sending that slide. You see it's like a template. You look at it and get how it works. So whatever question you have, I'm on the WhatsApp group chat. You can always reach out to me. But please make sure you do that today, because this, I want this to be a back-to-back experiment. I want this to be a back-to-back exercise. If we are done with this, we are done learning this, we do the assignment, we do the tasks that comes with it. The next day, if we are done with this, we do the tasks that comes with it. As simple as that. So everything will just, all of us will be in sync and we'll move on the same pace. Donatus, I'm not seeing your name here on the chat box. Tina, I've not seen your name. Stephen, I've not seen your name. Ambrose, okay, Ambrose is here already. Then Godwin, I've not seen your name. Always remember the names I mark are only the names I see on the chat box. Please key in your names. Key in your names, guys.
Although it's not, I want to ask, can a site have more than one, maybe one angle, like maybe a site that have different branches also? Can it not be made into one site, like doing multiple, how will I put this, multiple angle into a site, just a site?
I didn't get the question, sir.
Something like maybe the company is into agriculture, is into environment, is into transportation and commercial. Can it not be grouped into like one site or one app? Did you get what I said now?
I don't, if actually what you mean is kind of having a site that is kind of branched, maybe Dangote, right?
Some
Would have a
yes,
website, Dangote groups. That if you come to Dangote groups, you see the different branches, you see the cement, you see the production, and the rest of it is possible now.
okay,
Possible.
okay,
But when you are starting your digital products, you don't want to go into too many categories, so you don't confuse your users, right? As allow the
okay,
users to accept one first, then you can diversify in future.
okay.
You have more questions? I guess we should make that it should be an app. It should be an app. It should be an app, right? So building a website, an app. So at the end of building this, it could make your first portfolio project. Could make your first portfolio project. Always remember that portfolio projects, they come so handy, right? They are so important when you want to look for jobs. They want to look for jobs. They are they are required, right? People, because somebody, I always want to see what you've done before giving you a job. That's how it works. I won't just employ you just like that for you to come and work for me. I want to see what you've done. And it's normal, it's advisable to have not less than 3 portfolio projects, 3 full products you build as a UI UX designer. This could make it as one. When you build another one, to make it as the second one, then another one, third one. Your portfolio project is kind of complete. That's for jobs, right? As that. Do you have more questions?
Okay, I wanted to ask the slide of this user research. I wanted to ask, are you going to share it with us on WhatsApp? And is that going to be a template for us to use?
Yeah, it will serve as a template, like I said. You guys will look at it. I didn't tell you to just go there, copy and paste. No, don't do that. Conduct your interview. Just look at it as a template, right? That's how they user interview transcripts. That's how it looks like. That at the end of the day, that's what you'll be typing in for yourself. That's the insights, how you arrange your insights, and that's how you construct your questions. Right. I've given you guys Expo already. Right. I gave you Expo during the class. So the ones some people grabbed it, while some people could equally get more informed when they look at that transcript, when they look at that template. When you look at it, you get more informed on how to draft your interview questions. Make sure you ask them open-ended questions, open-ended questions, just like you will see on that transcript, right? Just like you see on that transcript. If you look at that transcript, you see that I didn't ask them the questions that they will just tell me yes or no. I'm just trying to come to the explain it the easiest way I can. I didn't ask them questions, they just ended at telling me yes or no. All the questions I asked them there, they explained to me. So equally ask them that same way. That'll make them explain to you, right? Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So ask them in a way that they will have to tell you all they know about that particular thing you want to get from them. That's how it works.
Okay, sir, please, I wanted to find out this courier service that we are about to build. What exactly are we delivering? So I know what to ask.
You know what courier service does? Courier delivers different things now. Are they limited? Please let me know.
Sorry?
I don't think courier service are limited by what they deliver. Are they?
So we should
I'm just asking. I'm
know.
asking. I don't really know because I know that couriers they take almost everything. Is it not?
Yes,
They
the Ubers and the all of them. So I wanted to know, are we working on a specific one, or we should just cover up all the
Sorry,
services
I didn't get your
they
question.
are
What did you say?
I wanted to know if we are going to pick a specific kind of service they deliver, or we are to touch probably they are running the Ubers. Can we also ask question based on that too? Then we now go for the food aspect. We ask question on the food. That is that what you want from us? I don't really get it.
You guys are the ones suggesting, right? I don't really know much about those guys, right? But what I know, people like UPS, right? They deliver, let's say I want to send a document or I want to send a particular thing, maybe a phone or stuff like that. I want to send them to a particular country. I want to send maybe a phone to Australia or I want to send a phone to UK. I could use a courier service, right? Then maybe that should be the angle we should look at. Maybe inter-country service, courier service. I don't know if that would be okay for us. Let's suggest, how do you guys want us to do it?
wanted us to do both local and international before. In terms of, I
Okay,
feel just sending packages. If you send packages through courier services, that's the angle I was going at. Not specifying the what's inside the package, but just packages. Just
okay.
tag it as package. That's what I felt.
That's cool. Like package, because I know those guys, they deliver almost everything, right? They deliver almost everything. So my package could be just a paper document. My package could be as heavy as maybe a machine or stuff like that. I know they deliver stuffs like that too. And maybe they charge based on the weight of your documents. I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll be doing both international and local and international delivery. Just see them as your delivery guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other question before I will go? Okay. Guess I don't have more questions coming in. So once I drop this call now, I will send the link. I'll send the link to the slides to you guys. So you look at it, and I'm not sending it for you guys to just look at it and leave it. I'm sending it for you to look at it and actually start work as soon as possible. Actually start work as soon as possible. Right. No, we have from tomorrow we are not talking anything on user research again. We are moving to another phase. So just tomorrow I'll look at the insights you guys have gotten. Then we'll move to another phase of the stages, right? As simple as that. We just have this week to go through that stage. After this week, next week we'll just be developing, just develop and go our way. We're making sure we have a portfolio, at least one portfolio project before we end this section.
Sorry,
Right?
I to ask a question. Sorry, is the assignments of last week still up? Since we are
Still up, I
already
don't
doing some, I
I
mean
didn't get I
the
didn't get
food assignments, the how will I say, the rough sketch of the on Friday's assignments.
Yeah, that's for you to just try out mastering Figma. That's why I sent you that, right? For you to start mastering Figma. It's still up. All of them are up. You have enough time to do them. User research shouldn't take you more than an hour to conduct, right? Shouldn't take you
Okay.
see how many questions you have there now, just 3 questions. So it shouldn't take you an hour to ask 5 people 3 questions. You can do that via WhatsApp, kind of voice call. You can do that via voice notes. You can do that face to face if you have the participants face to face. So whatever medium you use to get them talk to you directly, right? You use that medium.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to ask again. The thing is, there are a lot of persons that really do not know about Korea, whatever. So, and if you are dealing with Korea delivery service, it means probably you are into a business or there's something, there's something you want to buy from them. So, and there are some persons that have actually not experienced it before. So, what I want to ask is if we are going to randomly ask people questions, are we going to put it in form of um what is your experience, trying to order this particular package from Korea, or we are just going to put it like a delivering service? So I don't
Remember,
know.
I said you are asking people. Now the prompts we are building on, we are kind of working to better the career that is existing. All right. We already have, this is not like the scratch surface that the product is not existing, right? We have career services that are existing already. So when we are building these products now, we want to just better the experience of those ones existing. So what we ask those people that have made use of these services already. You
Okay.
get right?
Yeah.
So you ask people that have made use of those services already. Even if you don't have people that have made use of services like DHL, Ops, and the rest of it, you could ask people that have made use of these delivery guys, these bike riders. Those guys could
Okay.
be seen as courier guys too. I don't know if,
Yeah.
if I'm making sense. So those
Yeah.
delivery guys equally ask people that have made use of them, because if you've not made use of DHL, or you ask people that have tried sending products to people maybe in diaspora or still within the country, maybe
Okay.
through transport system like ABC Transport, Young, Chisco, and rest of it, right? They have tried way billing stuffs, right? At the end of the day, you just want to way bill stuff. That's just it.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We're all clear now, right?
Yes. I don't know for others, but
It's all right. So we'll call it a day today. Let me get that slide, edit it, and send it out to the group chat. So work on it. If you have any challenge, you can always reach out. So we'll solve that together.
okay, sir.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye
Thanks.
guys.